I asked at the beginning of the podcast 7 hours ago or whatever the fuck it was, what is your least favorite timeline and what is your, in a perfect world, your favorite timeline? So to recap the timelines, I've got the anthology timeline. So this would be Halloween 1 and Halloween 3. That is considered the anthology timeline because in John Carpenter's mind, there wasn't supposed to be a 2, so it would be 1 and 3. That would be the anthology timeline. I've got the sequel timeline. This is where it's Halloween 1, Halloween 2, we ignore 3, and then we got the Cult of Thorn trilogy 4, 5, and 6. Then there is the H2O timeline, which is Halloween 1978, Halloween 2, the original, Halloween H2O, and Halloween Resurrection. Then we have the Rob Zombie timeline, which is Halloween. Now do you get why we did these films in release order? Yeah, because imagine us jumping around. I would be fucking confused. Then we got the Rob Zombie timeline, which is Halloween 2007 and Halloween 2 from 2009. And finally, the newest timeline, the H40 timeline, which is Halloween 1978, Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. Mark Skews, what is your least favorite timeline?
Easy. Thorn.
The sequel timeline?
Anything that involves the Thorn, get it out of here. Yep. Can't stand it.
You are the thorn in my ass.
That's right. Yeah. Because it's the most spiritual, the most
supernatural. You just hate any kind of supernatural. Yeah. Get that shit out of there.
Yeah. He's not some...
Get that garbage out of there.
Yeah.
No surprise, my least favorite timeline is, of course, the Rob Zombie shit fucking whatever the hell that mess was. Hate those films. We'll never watch them again. I think they're just absolute trash. Now, this is fan time. You get to make your own perfect timeline.
Yep.
What's it going to be, Mark Skews? You've got 13 kind of good movies to pick from. What are you going to pick?
So for me, I would go Halloween, the first one.
Okay.
Part 2, because I do like the connection of Laurie Strode being Michael Myers' sister. So I would include that. I would jump from there to Halloween H2O because I like the notion of catching up to her 20 years later.
Yep.
And then I would dovetail that into the modern trilogy 40 years after that.
Which means they gotta, so maybe instead of we get rid of the Judy Greer character and we bring back Josh Hartnett.
Sure. Well,
they have to bring back John.
Right.
He's not just going to disappear. So maybe we do that instead. Yeah. So in your ideal timeline, you go Halloween 1 and 2 originals. H2O is kind of the midway point, and then the new trilogy.
H2O doesn't need to be the H2O that it is, but I feel like going from the original, I need something in the middle. You need a middle.
Okay. And you don't want Danielle Harris?
I would take her if I had that. Yes, obviously. Perfect.
Okay.
Yep.
And you don't want Busta Rhymes?
No, Busta Rhymes is in all of them. Every single one.
Yeah. My ideal timeline is going to shock you.
Yeah.
You ready?
Rob Zombie?
It's my least and also my favorite. Right. No. I love John Carpenter's original vision.
Yep.
I think it should have been an anthology series. I think this series doesn't have enough going for it to be 13 films. I think over half of them are a waste.
Yeah.
And I think it should have just been, I wish the studio had faith in this idea because I would have loved 13 films that all were unique and completely different. You might not have liked Halloween 3, but maybe Halloween 4 would have brought in another director and it would have been another story you would have liked. Imagine if every year we got some new director, some new vision. Kind of like how the Nightmare on Elm Street films became just creative platforms for these new young talent.
Yep.
That's what this series could have been, and we're never going to get it because people are fucking dumb. And studios have no faith in new ideas. And it's a fucking shame. So my ideal timeline is Halloween 1 and 2, and you combine those to make a perfect film. Or I think they should be merged into being like one perfect film, personally. Make it like a 2-hour film and trim the fat of 1 and 2 and make it like a perfect combination, this one beautiful Halloween night. So I'm going to say Halloween 1 and 2 and Halloween 3.
And then Onward.
And then Onward.
Yep.
And what could have been.
Yeah.
And I'm the dreamer in this
I was going to say, you're the dreamer.
I'm the dreamer. I want what could have been.
Yep.
I don't need any of that Thorn shit. There's elements I like, but I don't need it. I don't need the legacy sequels, and I just don't find there's enough there. I like elements of H2O and H40. I just think it's like you're just beating a dead horse at a certain point, and you're just redoing shots.
Yeah.
And when you start redoing shots, you just lost me.
You're done.
Yeah, I don't need any more redone shots and homages and shit. So there you go. That's my timeline. And there you go. That is the entire motherfucking Halloween franchise. All 13 fucking entries ranked. Holy sweet fucking shit.
I hope they don't come out with any more because then we're going to have to start all over again.
It's going to change my ranking.
We're going to have to start all over.